So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends and Prairie Vintage, my name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirits, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energies to you guys, fabulous viewers. If you guys are new to this channel, welcome. I'm so glad you found me. I hope you guys find these readings useful. For those of you guys returning, I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading again today. Today's reading, we're looking at the person on your mind and what has this person realized about you. Okay, this could be anyone at all pulling through here. Okay, if you've tapped into your own energy, you can go check out another pile. Okay, these are the decks I'll be using for this reading. Option number 1 is the Morgan Greer Tarot. Option number 2, we have the After Tarot. Option number 3, we have the Fable Makers Animated Tarot. And option number 4, we have the Golden Edition Tarot set. I'll move these out of your way so you guys can sit with the decks. For clarifiers, we'll use the crazy cards. They're just plain cards. And we'll use the Enneagram Oracle, the Love Oracle. Okay, so let me move these out of our way. And then sit with this energy. And whichever pile you guys are feeling called to will most likely be the right pile for you based on energy, okay, whatever messages you're needing to hear. Now, sometimes another person pulls through, okay? I can't help that. You don't have to sit there and listen. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. If you're drawn to this reading, most likely there's a message somewhere here for you. Okay, so sit with this energy. I'll move these as well. And whenever you're ready, select from the timestamp down below. And I will see you guys at your pick. Hello, beautiful angels. You guys picked the Morgan Greer Tarot. We're looking at the person on your mind and what are their recent realizations about you. Okay, so the connection might come through. Their realizations might be predominantly about themselves as a result of you or this connection. Okay, I don't know how it's going to come through. So keep an open mind, although this should be resonating with the person you came here about. Okay, don't force it to fit. If this sounds right out to lunch, probably not your person. And don't say, wow, I never knew all of this stuff. It's so surprising. Then probably not your pile. Okay, should already resonate for you. So clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Pile number, what person they came here about? What is this person's recent realizations about pile 1 specifically? And the connection they have between pile 1 and themselves. Thank you, Spirit. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good. Please protect this connection. Thank you, Spirits, and thank you so much, Pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing this reading with you today. I will pull 2 of these, and then we'll begin. For Pile 1, what has the person on their mind realized and feeling? Not 2, but 4. All right, Spirit, you are funny. I'm trying to use less cards because it takes me forever to pull the cards and put them away. Anyway, nobody cares. All right, beautiful pile number 1. So we have the Page of Swords. Wow, recent realizations. Well, there's definitely recent realizations here with this Page of Swords. This is all about thoughts, communication, King of Cups in reverse. Okay, so we have some Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. Could be your sun, moon, rising, or your person's. We have a 5 of Swords. And we have a star that's revealing all. Aquarius energy. And the 6 Pentacle, the 2 Pentacle, and the 8 Wands in reverse. 9 Pentacles in reverse and the World. Wow. Okie dokie. Let's take a look at these cards. So we have Celibacy, 41 and 5. Okay, without commitment, solitude, virgin, chastity, widower, and private occupation with the blue. And we have future, 16 and 7, forthcoming, tomorrow, ulterior destiny, prospect afterwards. Okay, with the green. And then we have shame, 55 and 1, embarrassment, repentance, indignity, scruples, discomfort, and feeling of inferiority with the silver. And then we have fear, 51 and 6, apprehension, worry, fright, stress, anxiety, and anguish. Okay, with the gold. Interesting. So for signs here, we have Virgo, Gemini, Taurus, and Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Gemini, and some Cancer energy. Okay, lots of signs. So let me tap into what this is about. Okay, this person is in real, I don't know what word I was going to use with the real here, okay? But let me start over. This person is coming to understand. There's something about how they've been engaged here that's really stemmed from their inability to show up here in this connection to invest. Okay, this person is thinking about how they haven't been able to move forward, commit to you, prioritize. Maybe they've juggled you. They're thinking of how imbalanced this connection has been. Yeah, they're feeling like, I want to say they're feeling bad, although we don't see a card of feeling bad so much, but they're most likely trying to understand, And so I don't know if this is your energy, because it could come through as this person is trying to understand why this connection's imbalanced and that they're being juggled, There's something here. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I didn't block this one either. I didn't cover. Okay. We need clarifiers here, because I could read this in two ways. Either it's somebody who is on the short end of this agreement, meaning, why is the person that I'm with not investing in me and not prioritizing me? Why is it stuck? Why are they making themselves unavailable? Why are they unable to emotionally invest here, or at least express maybe how they feel? And that it's leading to arguments, and there's like a desire and a wish for there to be more, and for there to be balance and cohesion, and that the other person was incapable of committing. And that maybe sometime in the future this could come. Will it come? Like, there's a desire that it could come, but then there's the shame here. And so I think this is the key, is to finding out who this is. And then there's fear. And so I don't know, Spirit, we're needing clarifiers here, because I want to know whose ever energy I'm tapped into is the person here that's feeling shame and fear about how they've not been able to, oh my goodness, to invest here. Okay, so now it's coming clear. Sorry, but okay, Ace of Swords, yeah. 5 of Pentacles, exactly, 9 Pentacle, and then the 6 of Cups. Okay, very clear. Beautiful angel. If you resonate with this, because I didn't do any sort of energy check, okay, where you are in a situation that has led to a 5 swords of a sabotage because of your person who hasn't been invested in this connection, because they've been not prioritizing you, are really, really stuck here. Your person is feeling a lot of shame about this way of being. They understand and they see that they haven't been able to commit here. Okay, and they understand that there is this there's this most likely an unspoken energy here, okay, because we're seeing star in this future. It's like an understanding that at the right time, or at some point in time, that this person would be in a position here to be available. This is understood by this person, and there's a lot of shame here. And so what are they realizing? It's like, I realize that I'm not in a position here to make myself available despite how I feel. And so I must, like, there's something about not allowing oneself to go deeply because their inability to show up practically. So it's like, why would I make myself emotionally available deeply, completely, if I'm not in a position to be there in a practical way to give? And maybe this is to give what? To give resources, to give my time, or to make something official like commitment or stability or security here, because this person seems unavailable. But there's also this understanding that something is closing, and it's like, I must wrap this up and then the time will be after this. And that this person wants a reconciliation with the Six of Cups, and that they want, like, there's a truth around reconciliation. There's a truth around in the future. There's a truth around it's imbalanced right now. There's a truth around I can see why I can't go deep with my emotions at this point in time. And I could see that it's created this challenge between you and I. But what is this fear and this worry and this apprehension that maybe it will be too late? And there's a lot of shame. So are you feeling shameful? I know I'm bouncing between two because this part's not really so 100% clear. Because, for example, like, we might have a lot of fear in cutting out and detaching and accepting a truth, and having a lack mindset that I'm going to lose out on a future potential with someone here who isn't committing to me, who's not available, who's like juggling me and closing this out. And it's like also feeling shame about it because we know that we're in some sort of setup where we're giving in an imbalanced way, or we're not receiving. And it's like, am I selling myself out? Like, I'm unhappy here because there's too much fear. And so if this is your energy, then this could certainly be mirroring back to you this. Because I don't necessarily feel like it's the person here who is in this imbalanced state that's feeling the shame and the fear so much. You know, and it's like, when I'm in a position to become available, then I will reconcile. Like, that's the understanding. Or then we can make a commitment, or then we can have a future that you desire, that you wish. But in the future it could move. In the future, when I can choose you. In the future, when I can give to this thing. In the future, when I'm available, once I close out whatever I'm dealing with here. And this is why I cannot do this right now. And so, yeah, like, there's a lot of hesitation about it not working, or this sort of a thing. So the messaging is clear, but I'm not sure whose is what. So what we'll do then is let's just pull tarot, okay? And then we'll try to see if we could clarify a little bit more of this and the realization. And sometimes, like I said, we do get blended energy. But I think you're here is to know, well, how's the other person feeling about this? So let's see, Spirit, with the shame and the guilt here, or the fear and the shame, can we dive into that energy? Give some clarity for the viewer in regards to this connection. Where's this shame and this fear and this future sort of plan? What about this? Can we dive in a little more as to this person's realization in this connection? Chariot. Judgment in reverse and Temperance in reverse. Wow, Cancer, Sagittarius energy. Seven Wands in reverse. The Magician in reverse. A Virgo, Gemini. Seven Pentacles. The Hangman, Pisces. In reverse, the Fool, Aquarius. And Justice, Libra. The Queen of Wands in reverse. I do feel one more here. Can we dive into that shame and that fear? What is this about in this connection, and what this person's realizing? Okay, Knight of Swords, Six of Swords in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Four Pentacle in reverse. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Wands. Under that is the Hierophant in reverse. Yeah, but do. Okay, let me sit here with this one. Is this part of this? I think so. Oh, wow. Okay. I still don't know whose energy I'm tapped into, but I got to read what's here, you know? We're digging into the shame and the fear. And the shame and the fear are really reflecting back the situation. And I think the big fear here is that I will be unable to provide commitment, that I'll be able to move forward, or that the person that I'm with, that there won't be a future commitment or a future that is solid or structured, that's not going to happen. But I feel it is a wish because the star was there. There's a desire for this. There's like an understanding that it's in the future, but somebody here is like fearing that this won't happen, or like they don't see how this could happen or how they could make it happen. There's a lot of like, I don't see how I could make it happen, how this would happen, how I would win that battle, how I'd win that fight. I don't see or understand it at all. And this wouldn't be just, this wouldn't be fair. How can I start over or start with no baggage? This person, the person who isn't invested, because there's someone who's not invested here, they could certainly be involved in another situation represented by a Queen of Wands here, okay? It doesn't have to be another lover per se. Other people, a situation. And what this does is it doesn't allow this person to make themselves available in this connection. And I think this person, whoever's I'm tapped into here, is feeling like one other person would not be shown their value, that they would be underappreciated or even respected here in this scenario because of someone's inability to be able to make it happen and invest in a way here that would be fruitful and balanced, and that they'd be stuck forever in a situation. And that it's like time would go by and then the other person is just going to, yeah, I'm getting both energies. So maybe both you guys are really heavy mirroring here. One energy might think as time goes by, there's a lot of fear whether this person is going to release what they need to release and move out of whatever baggage they have or comfort zone or mindset that they're in, and like move on or move forward to commit to this connection. And in the future, if they don't release and let go, then I'm sort of holding this shame and this fear that, shame that I've invested here and that it didn't happen. And the other person feels shame that they are in this position where they can't show value to the other person. And they're thinking, if time goes by and I stay stuck, is the other person going to let go and move on? I'm going to feel a lot of shame that I was not in a position to give. It's like shameful that I don't have what it takes, But this is a mindset. So both storylines are coming through. One, guidance for the one who is investing. Spirit is saying you are stuck on a mindset here of the what if worst case scenario, and you're really, really fixated on the just thing for yourself, that it might be blinding you. And it might be blinding you as well. Like what Spirit is saying is the just thing for you is to have a new beginning for yourself. What doesn't include anyone else. There is no need for you to wait around or put your life on hold. And maybe you're coming out of a period where you had your life on hold. It's like, I'm going to find my own balance and justice here and move forward anyway. And maybe there's a lot of like heaviness that comes with this, I don't necessarily know whether it's shame or not, but Maybe there is a feeling of shame that I was waiting or invested in a situation that was imbalanced, and I have no other choice but to move forward here and let go of this connection because it wasn't providing me with any commitment. And I was giving to it and giving to it and giving to it. And Spirit is saying, like, you're coming out of this waiting period of where you were completely giving to a one-sided situation. And so Spirit's saying, yes, the just thing would be to just move forward without carrying any heavy baggage because you weren't shown your appreciation or your value here. And I'm also getting the other person. Okay. And so if you're dealing in this situation, like here, what your other person is sort of feeling here and realizing, it's like, wow, like I haven't been able to be the energy of the creator of what is needed to be successful here because it hasn't happened yet, or it hasn't come upon me, or I don't see how to become that. And maybe I never tried, or I just gave up in a way here on myself because of a belief that I had that I was incapable of doing it. And it's like I felt as though, yeah, like no matter what, like I wouldn't be able to have the success here or like live up to your standard or give you what it is you deserve. And that's not the balanced, just thing to do. And I want it to be balanced and just here, but I can't seem to overcome this thought that I have of myself, which is a lack mindset because of the shame and the fear that I won't meet your standard or that I don't have what it takes, that I can't win this battle, and that I'm stuck here in this world of not meeting you at your level, and that eventually you're just going to let go of this thing. You're going to move on. Or you all already are, because again, like I said, I feel these two energies here, and one definitely feels like they're either realizing they've don't gotta wait here. And so something's becoming very real. And what's becoming real is that nobody has to wait, that one person is moving forward. Because the reality of the situation is that there's a lack of structure, commitment, and officialness. And I think both of you guys wanted success. But success, Spirit is saying, only comes through a balanced union and a balance of showing up, not an imbalance. And I feel like one person is not in a position to give to this connection. And that person is like under a belief of something, you know, they're not seeing something, they're unhealed. But I think like it's unhealed in their lack mindset, or they're just needing to heal something so that they are in a position to have the ability to make shit happen. There's something also about like one person doesn't want the other person to go. That's clear. But it's like they're stuck themselves. And so it's like, I don't know if this person, because we had the Page of Swords and now we have the Knight of Swords. And we have the Magician in reverse, you guys. I feel like this person is desperate, like the one who can't invest. Again, they can't. They're still healing here or have some belief. And I think they're desperate. And I think this person is going to say, whatever it takes here to get you to do what they want, because they don't want you to move on, to stay maybe waiting or stay how it was or stay committed or giving in some unbalanced situation. But it's like they might even give you the power trip, what's it called? The guilt trip. Or they might say mean things like you're mean. They might shame you into staying, you guys. Oh my goodness, yes. Okay, now it's very clear. Spirit is talking about this. Everything that I'm reading is true in your situation if it resonates, okay? This isn't the one or the other. There's definitely both things happening here. Somebody's investing, someone's not. Someone thinks that they can't or they really aren't doing it because they need to heal and whatever, for their reason beings, okay? I do feel there's other party involved here, okay? And I do feel like you, because I do feel I'm reading for you, the one moving on is finally able or in a position to let go of the baggage here because they want justice. And it's like, I'm no longer waiting. I've invested too much or too long. And now Spirit's talking about this person, the one that feels without or that's desperate, is like wanting to say whatever it takes and shame the other person even because the fear is so strong in losing. It's like, I don't want to lose you. And they feel it's like going to happen. It's like it's happening, you know? You're moving on. You're letting go. You're no longer like going to invest here. Rather than, what can I do differently here? It's like, I'm going to say, like, the choice is on you and that you're the one making the choice to move or you're the one that's choosing to leave here. Meanwhile, like, I'm stuck here for whatever reason. Oh boy. So I think the main realization, because I do feel you came for the person here who's like the not so good energy, and I'm calling it not so good because there is a desperation here on this person. And I think the recent realization with that Ace of Swords we were seeing was, oh shit, pile one is going away. Like, it's real. Like, pile one's going to find their own happiness and justice is going to happen. And now I got to face the music for not showing up, face the music that pile one invested in me and gave to me and created this beautiful scenario. And all I did was juggle pile one and not appreciate them and not show them their value and not show up and not be balanced. And I'm not healed and I'm still stuck here and I couldn't still commit to them. So my only choice is to like use my words, my gift of gab here to guilt trip pile one into staying. Spirit, am I seeing this right? What more do we need to see before we close up this reading? Pile one's person, this person that's like feeling shame or wanting to shame the other person into staying, this fear. Like, am I reading that right? Is there something more that we need to see about this? Or like, what is this for pile one? Look at that, Ace of Swords again. It's like, I'm going to say, and the Five Pentacle again. The lack mindset here. Okay. It's definitely stemmed from an understanding, okay, of lack, like coming from a place of scarcity and lack. And that's where desperation is sort of bruised. I'm going to be without. I don't want to be without. And so therefore I'm going to do whatever it takes. Five Swords, you know, win at all costs. Meanwhile, this Ace of Swords is in reverse because it's not based on authenticity and truth. 10 Pentacle, 8 Swords, 3 of Wands, King of Wands, 2 of Wands, Jack of, so the Jack of Swords, which would be this Knight of Swords, definitely be a page as well, which we also saw, 5 of Wands, and the Jack, which is the Knight or the Page of Cups. Okay, yeah, so, okay, the shame and the fear. Pile one, your person, okay, you could flip the role. Your person is realizing a truth they don't want to come to understand. And so now they're in lack mindset and scarcity that they're going to be without. And there's a lot of fear around this. And so I'm going to do and say whatever it takes that I know to have you stay maintaining this thing instead of me taking accountability or ownership to change it or do whatever, because I really believe that I can't or that I'm not. Or maybe they are. Maybe they're in a position where they cannot. I don't know. Are they in prison? Maybe they're in prison. Maybe they feel very bound. We don't see devil here, but it's under one assumption that they have that I don't feel is true because I see 8 swords here and I'm seeing the sword of truth in reverse. And this is a stuck mindset. And so this stuck mindset is the only way for me to fix this thing is for me to say whatever it takes and do whatever it takes with the 5 swords to get you to stay. And it's like, I'm going to argue this point. And so they might want to challenge you, or they might come forward here like this, wooing you with the Knight of Cups. But it's like still wanting to woo you with the Knight of Cups, but it's like only after I smooth things over. Because I just want to experience this is really a weird energy, because this is what it's about. It's like this person feels like they can control, sorry, the alarm's going off. They can control the when it's going to happen. And they have some understanding of some future time. And maybe they said this to you, not now, but in the future. Or they're trying to string you along somehow. And you're like, no, I don't want stringing along. It's now or never. Or energetically, it's like you already said, you know what, I'm just done. Like, it's not good to invest here, and it's empty handed, and I don't feel good. And maybe you did feel shame too of like staying in an imbalanced situation. It's like, I don't want to treat myself this way, and I'm learning my self-worth. And so then this King of Wands energy is like, what do you mean? I don't lose out. I get what I want. I get what I want when I want it. And right now it's not the time that I can do it, because I believe in some lack. And so what I can do though is try to do everything in my power to win, including using my words and convincing you and fighting for you an argument here for argument's sake, so that you can stay continuing this thing. And then we can, then I can sort of have this like, it's like an energy of like, I want to say it's like love bombing in some way here, but it's not using the good words. Like, if they don't got to use good words to convince you, then they're not going to use good words, because I feel like it's going to be to shame you to stay. But it's like, because I have this love, but it's coming from like a love bomb place, because it's like, I'm doing all this in the name of love. Like, look how much I care. Like, this is why. Like, what do you mean I don't care? Like, what do you mean I'm not valuing? What do you mean? Like, all this stuff. It's like, but you're saying, no, proof's in the pudding. You're saying, like, energetically here, like, the only thing that's going to make things right for me, so I can stay and invest, is if it's balanced, if we have success, if we're both investing, and if there's a formal commitment here, that and that we can move forward like this. If not, then it's not really true. And then they come trying to paint a picture, because they don't want you to get away with that mindset. And they're understanding right now with this Page of Swords, okay, or even this, again, this Knight of Swords energy. It's like, I'm understanding, which is false, by the way. It's all coming from lack and fear, is that you're going to get away, and I don't want you to, and you're going to move on and forget about me. And then I'll be stuck in my whatever pathetic situation, if you will. I'm calling it pathetic only because I feel like this person doesn't even want to be there. Okay, I feel like they don't want to be there, so I don't know, unless they're in prison here. But it's like, so I'm just going to try to convince you. Instead of me doing, because I don't feel I can do, I'm going to convince you. And say it's in the name of love. And that this is the truth, that I do have these feelings, and that I am doing it, and this is the way that I am showing you, and this is how I'm showing up. Because you're saying it's imbalanced. But what do you mean it's imbalanced? Here I am. Here I'm proving it to you. Here I'm trying to win you over and keep this thing going, because I want it to win. I want it to keep going. It's like, no, you want it to stay put. You want it to stay. You want me to stay, That's what it is. Like, this person wants you to stay. Stay where, though? And stay what? It's frustrating, because I like, is this a recent realization that they're having, that they can have this conversation with you, or that they're going to have this conversation with you? They are definitely going to have a conversation with you. And I feel they're going to use whatever it means. Like, look at this bloody sword. I'm going to say whatever I can say, because they want to keep you, and it is a desperation. So let's just wrap this up. What does the viewer then need to know about this energy? Are they coming forward? I don't feel this one's right. Okay, I'm not even going to look at it. So pile number one's person, are they coming forward? What are they going to say? And what does pile number one need to know about this? What's the guidance? What do they need to know? And all that jazz. Okay, clear and concise message. Wherever there's gaps, whatever we need to know about this situation. Anything I've missed, anything I misinterpreted, please clarify. Thank you, Spirit. So the Magician again, the Judgment again in reverse. I don't read bottom of the deck reverse. Virgo, Gemini, communication. Okay, right time as well. Page of Wands, that's communication. Page of Pentacles, communication. All pages, as you see, because where's the substance? And Two Pentacles. Oops, need to choose. There's the Star again. Aquarius. and the Six of Wands in reverse. There's the Seven of Wands in reverse again, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and there's the King of Wands showing up now in this deck, and we saw King of Wands in this deck. So Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and then under that we have Judgment in reverse, and we have the Hermit of Virgo. Strong Virgo here. Okay, just give me a second. Your person is in a desperate state of mind, okay? And they're not used to losing. I feel like this is somebody who likes control, who likes winning. Okay, it's a fiery person used to getting their own way. And I feel like this person really feels like they are in a no-win situation that they have zero control over, that they can't leave or can't do anything about, that their only choice is to keep you as an option and to keep you in a future pocket in the distance. That's how they truly, truly feel that they're in. They really believe this, whether it's true or not. So the only outlet that they see, option for them, because they don't want to lose you, is to come forward to talk to you. And what this person is going to want to do is secure you in any means possible without zero offering of any change or anything solid. There is nothing solid here. The only thing that they know is, I do not want you to get away, and that you will stay here because I want you to stay here. Okay, no, you don't have to, of course. And I am going to say and do whatever I can. And I'm most likely going to still tell you about the future and how great the future can be, and that you and I could be a thing in the future, that you are an option here that will come in the future when the time is right and when I can. But right now, I cannot. You know, but I think they're just like desperate here, and they feel like they're in a position where they seriously cannot do anything about like their circumstance. And so all they can do is just plant a seed of hope for you about what could be, and hope it's enough, and then guilt trip you into why you should still wait or give them a chance, or I don't know. Okay. And so I think a lot of you guys are like, you know, trying to break free from this situation. And maybe some of you guys might have at one point been dependent on this person, you know, and it's like, no, I don't want to be dependent anymore because I don't feel free. And for others of you guys, this person has someone who's dependent on them, and this is keeping them in that situation. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a spouse so much as maybe a mother of their child, or an ex, or a family member, or a friend, or a situation where people are really depending on me, and I have to tend to that. And so it's been a priority to them, but it's like, well, am I not a priority here? It's like, well, I can't, you know, but in the future it will be, but stay here. So this is what they're realizing, is like the realization of coming forward. And it's like, at least I could do what I could do right now, is say whatever I can to get pile one to stay. And I do feel it's like dirty tactics in some way. And so Spirit is talking about that it is your choice, and that you shouldn't make decisions based on like a dependency of anything here. And I don't know that you are. And like there is a true need to not see this as sort of a loss, but as an investment that's like, you don't want to keep, you know, like exerting yourself until you're completely out of resource and energy. Like, I feel like there's something about you running out of energy, being very depleted. And it's like, no, we don't got to wait until we're on E, you know, before we can manifest our future. And it's like, maybe this is your thinking and deep thought, like, because when they come forward, it's like, should I believe them? You know, are they guilt tripping me into this? And if I really love them, I'd maybe concede more, or give more, or stay more unhappy. It's like, no, Spirit is saying you might be reflecting, you know, what is the great truth, and you're not seeing the power in your hands. And the power in your hands right now, Spirit is saying you have the power here to choose right now. Do not be dependent on a situation that isn't producing, with wishful thinking or anything like that. And if it were to happen in the future, great. Then at that point in time, that's fine. That's true surrender, because surrender here is just accepting that the future might come if it's meant to be. But right now, your true happiness will lie in your freedom. Your freedom. Like, you got to be your own King of Wands. And the King of Wands, makes his own sort of wins here. So don't be coerced into, a situation here where it's all talk. And I feel like it's all talk about a potential that can't manifest right now. In fact, this Page of Pentacles is still looking at the back. So it's like, I got to deal with the past before this could even become an official thing. And so I'm just going to be juggling you longer, and maybe it's like, yeah, it's just very difficult here. And you're like, should I just throw in the towel? Or you have already. It's like, there's no win here, and you'd be right at this point in time, because this is all about divine timing too. And so I do feel like Spirit is saying, like, all will be revealed and understood. But right now it's about your happiness and you getting what it is that you need. And you don't need the situation. You don't need to be juggled. You don't need this, And so maybe you're having this realization too. And I'm getting a twofer here. Your realizations, I don't need to be here. I don't need to be juggled. I have power in my own hands. I create my own future. And right now you're stuck. And right now you just keep promising me of what could be. And it's not manifesting, But yeah, definitely two energies I'm feeling here. And they're both coming through this way. Okay. So if you didn't resonate with one, then this probably isn't your reading. This is a one sort of story. Okay. You didn't have to resonate with the intricacies so much, as both those energies are very present here. And I'm sorry for the confusion, but that's how the energy came through. Okay, beautiful people. I hope this helped you, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angel. Pile number 2. You guys picked the After Tarot, and we're going to take a look at the person you came here about and what are their recent realizations about you, about this connection. Maybe it's about themselves when it comes to this connection. We don't know what we're going to see, but it is the person on your mind's realizations, okay? If this comes reversed, meaning it's your own realizations, then go check out another pile, okay? I'm just reading energy here, so it definitely could be your own energy. And sometimes it doesn't come clear until the end, which is what happened with pile 1, because energy sometimes is tricky to read. Okay, and there's lots of viewers that come through here, so I gotta weed through a lot of different type of energy, okay? But I will read exactly what is the main messaging, and if you're not resonating and with the sounding like the person on your mind, then it's not your message. Do not force it. I'm not predicting anything. I'm just reading energy back to you, okay? So, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of beautiful pile number 2 regarding the person they came here about and their recent realizations. Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. What is pile 2's person's recent realizations about this connection, about pile 2 specifically, about themselves? What is the recent realizations? Wow, 9 swords and 9 wands. So 9s are all about fruition, completion, and fulfillment. Okay, so let's see. And then we have the 4 of cups. So 9 swords and 9 wands in reverse. Okay, we have 5 of wands. We have the 8 of pentacles, death, which is Scorpio, high priestess in reverse. Interesting. And then we have 6 of cups in reverse, 9 wands in reverse. And then we have judgment in reverse. Okay, let's also pull some of these. Spirit for pile 2. Pile 2's person and their recent realizations. Please help me to channel this in a way pile 2 will understand the energy in this connection regarding their person and their recent realizations. What does pile 2 need to hear right now? Okay, we have secret relationship. Oh my goodness. Hidden relationship, forbidden affair, adultery, a fling, lover, mistress, unofficial couple. All right. And we have boredom, dissatisfaction, flatness, routine, dull, monotony, and disinterest. And we have the ex. Oh my goodness. The ex-husband, ex-wife, ex-spouse, ex-lover, ex-flirt, ex-partner, ex-companion. Okay, so we have Aries, Scorpio, Cancer, and coming through with those cards. What's under judgment in reverse? The Queen of Wands. Okay. Okay. I do feel for this pile. Your person, okay, you can flip the role if you see it the other way around, but your person is somebody most likely in a setup already, which could be another relationship, okay? And so I feel like for this pile, it does seem to me like there is a truth that you were wanting this person to accept, which is this relationship and what you mean to this person, you know? Like, do not keep you in the wings or keep this like a relationship that is only part-time or whenever they're dissatisfied in their other world, okay? Because I feel like their other world here with this boredom is giving off this Four Pentacle type energy. And what this means is that this person isn't fully embracing you and honoring you in the way that you feel that they should, okay? And this is as a result of their past world. So this is X, okay? So it could be they're still involved in a marriage. It could be that they're still overcoming, past relationships. It could just mean a part of their world, which I feel for a lot of you guys could be the case. It's like before they knew you, they were attached to a world, and this is the X part of their world, okay, which is changing. It's asking them to get out of this because this world was keeping them stagnant. This world wasn't emotionally fulfilling for them. This world is calling for change because everything changes. But your person, I feel, is having a very difficult time with change, is having a very difficult time releasing, is having a very difficult time sort of accepting what is. And what is the truth that they can't avoid or hide anymore. And I feel like this person's been trying to not embrace the truth. And that the truth would be to call this relationship what it is and what they're feeling and what it always has been, most likely, is an actual relationship, not something in the secret, not something in the dark, not something at 7 p.m., not something for Sunday nights, not something that is done when the wife is asleep. You know what I mean? Whatever you're experiencing. But I do feel like you feel like you're the other woman. This is how you've been feeling. If this is how you're feeling, then what your person is having is a realization here, okay? Their realization here is about surrendering that part of their world that they're stuck on, and they don't understand or see how they could do it, but they do understand and see that you are becoming disinterested in them. They're also realizing that you're at a point where you're going to just be rejecting them, but they are not sure how to surrender, how to release this part of their world. They're very hung up on this world, you know? And for some of them, they've been a part of this world since they were little kids. So it's like, I can't leave my hometown, or I can't leave my soulmate because we were married since I was 16 years old, even though this person is obviously living a separate life, you know, honoring nothing really. Or I don't know, I got to keep hanging out with these friends, you know, and so I can't make time for you. And I only have time for you on Sunday night after I bowl, after I poop, and after I, do my routine that I always did since 1982, because that's how I am. Well, no, it's not working for you. That's keeping you in the wings here. Okay. And I feel like you feel not seen, you feel not understood, you don't feel valued, and you feel like this person isn't honoring this connection and being truthful with themselves or this whole situation. And so I believe this has created a lot of conflict, but also what I feel is you stopped fighting, or you stopped trying to win this person over. I feel like you, at one point, you were like, trying to get them to, or just finagle your way in there, or like get them to see your value, or try to convince them, or like there'd be more arguments about this, and now it's like, I think you've had enough. And they're seeing this as you had enough, that you're no longer in that energy, whatever you were doing. And so maybe now you're like turning them down. It's like they send you a request, you're like, yeah, no, I'm not interested. Or they're like, oh, it's Sunday night tomorrow. Are you ready? And you're like, yeah, no. And so what this is doing for this person is seeing that you're releasing, you're releasing and you're moving and you're shifting. What this is also doing is making them have a realization that this change is inevitable, that this change is happening one way or another, that this transformation is something they cannot control. And this is something that they are unsure and uncomfortable with. It's creating a lot of anxiety for this person. This could be somebody who really, really, really needs control and know how it's going to go, but it's also someone who's very comfortable with what they're attached to, their past story. No matter how boring it is, no matter how it doesn't allow for change and growth, it's like, I'm so attached to it, there's a codependency on this thing. And it's like not allowing this person to move forward with themselves, even if you make them the happiest person in the world. This person needs to slay this demon, the demon of belief, or this inability for them to confront what they need to confront and surrender here. Okay. And I feel like your energy of indifference, your energy of like, yeah, I don't have to prove to you, I don't have to compete for you, I don't want to be the other woman chasing you or wanting, time for you. And again, this doesn't have to necessarily be that you're in a third party, that they're with someone married or dating someone else. This is just, you feel like you're secondary, even maybe a fifth dairy, like you're not chosen by this person. This person is keeping you, as a thing that is disrespectful in some capacity. And you're like, yeah, no more, no more because I see my worth, no more because I understand my value, and no more because no more. It's not going to happen here. And they're like, whoa, I didn't see this coming. Also, I don't know how to deal with this change in you and this change that I need to confront, and this shift and the release of my old world. And like, well, it's coming whether they like it or not. And you're not forcing this person that they have to, there's no ultimatum here. There's just you choosing what feels in line with you. And then this person being stuck with this change and having to look at themselves. And it's like, whoa, now I'm feeling a lot of anxiety here. My worst fear is happening. Pile 2 is getting away, or pile 2 is seeing their own worth here. And now I got to confront this thing. Like they have to confront this thing. Because why? Because this person does not want to let you go. This person understands in an intuitive level that they've been going against the truth of what's really happening here. There's a real connection here. And for a lot of you guys, it's highly spiritual, and it's creating growth and change in this person. And this person was not stepping up to the plate because it's easier to just stay put. That this was requiring this person to put in the dedication, the effort, and the time towards this growth and this connection in a way that was honoring you. And so I feel like you said, hey, like either you're going to put in the energy and the effort in a way that's respectful and balanced, or peace out. Like, I don't know. And they're like, whoa, you're just going to toss this aside. And you're like, no, I've given you a chance, or I've communicated what I need, and either you know how to get here or not. So yeah, there's a realization here of anxiety and not knowing what they're supposed to do, because they have to be confronted with learning about, like getting through this thing. They can't go around it. They can't compromise this lack of change by tiptoeing around what needs to be dealt with, because there's a tiptoeing and leaving things as they are, status quo, and also, squeezing you in here and there. It's like, well, what does that do? So let's see if there's anything more in regards to this person's realizations. Okay, so I do feel for you guys. I'm going to do this again and dive in a little deeper. So we put those back in their spirits for pile number 2. Anything more we need to know about pile 2's person's realizations? What has pile 2's person's realized about themselves, about this connection? What is their recent realization? This one is spinning around. Empress in reverse. Taurus, Libra energy. I think you guys took some time to finally see your value as well, see your self-worth here. This person also might be on the same type of journey, fighting for what brings them happiness and peace and abundance. And they might be coming from a lack mindset or scarcity. It's this or that, or if I let go of this, then their worst nightmare is going to happen. It's like, I've always known this since I was a child, or it's made me feel safe, or something that's untrue, because it's only an emotional attachment this person might have to a story of the past. Okay. And it could be the mother of their child, or just, it might have stemmed from this deep, energy of needing to accept, accept this, open flow of giving and receiving without trying to manipulate or attach or block or resist. So let's see. 3 cups. Wow, this is also talking about pregnancy. This definitely could be the mother of their child or involved children here, okay? The Hangman. Pisces energy. But yeah, you feel like a third wheel here. Knight of Wands in reverse. 7 cups. Strength, Leo energy. 5 swords in reverse, 10 swords, and the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So beautiful angel, I feel like your energy is shifting, and as a result of you shifting your energy, because I feel for a lot of you guys, this is what it is. I am no longer just giving out my love for nothing, and it's not nothing. It's like to not to reflect back to me, like, oh, just on Sundays and at 7 p.m. isn't enough. I don't want to just be your buddy, your bowling buddy or your text buddy or your whatever buddy. No, it's not going to happen here. And not because you're trying to make them choose, but because this person is attached to some person or something in their world that I do feel could be a family member or a something integrated in their belief from childhood, okay, or an experience that they've had with something in the past that they're emotionally attached to, okay, a friend group or a community of people or a certain person, like I said. And it's like they are left with their own having to sort through this, because this person I feel might have in the past been able to come to you and you would just be open and compassionate and loving and caring. And this person could experience this, which is great. They could experience this, but they were also keeping a lot of confusion going, a lot of the options open here. It's like, well, am I just one of the option? Like, I deserve to know my own self-worth and be valued and honored and respected here and have an equal partnership, and not just some sort of, like keeping it open and vague here. And then you go and choose other things. And I feel dismissed in some way. So now this requires this person to step into their courage. And this is what they're sort of understanding here is like, whoa, if I don't step into my courage, if I don't actually put in the energy and the effort into this, like we're gonna, I'm gonna have to be dealt with the aftermath of this, which could lead to an ending that is unreconcilable. Like, how can I reconcile this? I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to lose you. And this has created conflict between you and I, which has only led to an ending, or is leading to an ending that I can no longer reconcile from. And so the only thing I'm left with here is to step into my courage and to face what I have to face that I wasn't wanting to face, and make this decision, or at least see through this fog clearly. And I've been avoiding this, it's like I have to change how I've been seeing, how I've been engaged. And I feel like you've always been by this person's side, helping them through this whole thing. And I feel like you might still be in this person's world as a friend, as someone who could support this person throughout this process of decision. But you are saying, no longer am I just like going to be in a situation that isn't respecting my value or showing me the equal thing in return. And so you've stepped into some form of courage, like I said, which cascaded this whole sort of realization with this person. Okay, so let's see what comes through with this. What is Pile 2's person's realization then? I feel like this person, was not wanting to give something up and keep you as well. It does feel like a selfish energy. And it's like they only saw it as, I'd lose out on something. It's like, yeah, you're going to lose out on me. So, okay, like they were seeing the loss, that they would lose out on something that they weren't ready to part with or could part with, or, even if it was just a habit, a pattern, a way of being, something like this that they're used to. Okay, acceptance of the other, open-mindedness, non-judgment, flexibility, sweetness, good for other, mistakes, acceptances. Yeah, mutual aid, volunteering, association, help out, support, assistance, community, same sort of energy. Okay, and that's this energy I was getting. I feel a very strong love here coming from you and your person. Very, very, very strong. I think although there seems to be end, look how peaceful this 10 swords is, and these people are like picking this person up like carefully and gracefully. They're not just stabbing in the back and like running away. There's something about you having grace, compassion, love for this person's process, and being there and seeing that this person has challenge and all of this. But it's like, but I'm also understanding my own need and my own value, and I need a partner. And, and it's not that you need it, but it's like, if I'm going to be in a relationship, then I need the other person to value me. I need a reciprocal thing. Otherwise, why would I be in a situation where I'm just giving of myself and keeping things in this situation? And so there's this energy of mutual giving and receiving, a balanced energy that's coming through here. And this person knows that this is the only thing that they can do in order for them to overcome this. And so they're realizing this, that I must shift how I'm seeing this. I have to deal with the challenge in my world here where I wasn't being fair to pile number 2. It wasn't fair. It was really, really me being in a win-lose where maybe pile 2 just kept losing, and I kept being selfishly sort of taking and taking and taking. It's not working. It's not going to work anymore, And so maybe they are used to, maybe they're being, like you trying to win and them trying to win, and a lot of 5 swords, but it's like, no more. You're not coming from that angle. You're coming from true, like, I'm just withdrawing my energy. I support you, but there's nothing here that I can do. And so it's a peaceful you cutting this off. Like, what more can you do? And this person's like, no, wait, like, you're just not going to try. You're just not going to invest. You're just not going to. It's like, no, I already have. And I could be here for you, as a friend, but I can't invest in you in a way here that maybe we once did in the past. So you might want to just keep it in friend zone, or keep it cordial here. And so this person's like, whoa, you're going to keep it cordial? And maybe you guys, part ways in a cordial way here. I don't know if you have already, but this person is being asked to really, really step into their courage to look at that 6 cups reverse. So I'm going to dig into that. Okay, because I don't know if this means you just broke it off and this person is realizing this, but it's like now they're left with their own choice, their own choice of the 6 cups reverse. That wasn't happy anyway, because it was coming up as monotony and boredom and routine and dull. So let's see what's going on with that 6 cups in reverse. Can we get clarity on that? And then we will close this out. Spirit, clarity on the 6 of cups in reverse. Pile number 2's person. The choice that they're attached to here with the 6 cups in reverse. What's going on? What do we need to know about that? Is this something pile number 2's person is looking at resolving? We have the Knight of Cups in reverse, clarifying the Devil in reverse. Yeah, the attachment. It's an attachment, you guys, to something unhealthy here. There's the King of Pentacles. So they think it's a part of their responsibility, okay, but it's an unhealthy attachment. And also it could be in a form of an addiction, but it's an unhealthy pattern nonetheless that isn't allowing them to move towards you or act in line with their heart. So they might think this is like an honorable thing, or like the thing I must do, or the thing that is my job, or the thing I've always done. I got to be honorable, respectable in some way. But it's like, well, no, it's just you being tied to some codependent way of believing. Yeah, there's the 6 cups. There's the 6 swords in reverse and stuck energy. There's the 6 pentacles. I must give to it a resource, or maybe it gives this person's resource. There's the walking away. There's the justice, and there's the 5 of wands. So beautiful angel. Libra, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and Capricorn. Okay. Your person. We asked about the 6 cups in reverse, which means person, place, thing of the past. Very, very, very stuck. It's similar to sort of this energy here where it's a stuck energy. Okay, it's very tied to this person, I feel, karmically. There's something they need to overcome that has absolutely nothing to do with you. Okay, but it's been the catalyst, this connection for this person to slay their demons, to deal with this thing that's kept them very stuck. This stuckness doesn't allow them to grow and move forward with themselves in a healthy way. Okay, this is a devilly way of engagement because of the past experience that they had. And so they need to learn to accept that the past is the past, a healthy connection and attachment with the past, and still move on from the past. Embrace it, accept it, and that the past doesn't automatically just become something that is like, it's almost like there's this trauma around letting it go, and it's like, no, we could still hold the memories of the past. We could still be in union with past things that are okay and that we experienced in the past, but no way should our childhood or our attachment to this or the unhealthy things of this keep us from growing or moving towards who we love or what we love or where our heart is calling. I feel like this connection is calling this person from the heart, okay? There's true love here. Of course, this person feels a lot of love. They're blocking this because right now what's in the helm or in the driving the ship of this person's actions is unhealthy attachment to a person, place, thing of the past. Stuck. Okay, now, they might have an idea or a belief why they got to be there giving to it or that this thing gives to them. And it could be a form of resource, support, I don't know, money, okay, drugs, whatever. some codependency here, okay? And their belief is that this is why I must do this, or I must do the honorable thing, or this is the only way for me to show some level. Spirit is talking about them having to come to a natural conclusion of walking away and going to explore their heart's content, but only when they break free from this devil, only when they put their 6 cups of reverse in the upright, only through this catalyst of this connection. What is the catalyst of this connection? It's a soul recognition. You represent their soulmate. You represent this recognition that this person has, that they were supposed to karmically deal with this trauma. This could go be very, very deep rooted. And you promised each other, hey, in this lifetime, I'm going to come in here, shake and wake you up so you can have growth, so you can break free from things that you might have had a very difficult time, that weren't allowing you spiritual growth, weren't allowing you to move forward, or were keeping you very stuck in your world. I'm going to come in and do this. And then you come in and do this and you're like, whoa, shit, I'm going to drag my feet. I'm going to not want to do it. But I remember you and I feel for you. And only through this love for you does this make me have to deal with this, because I can't run away from it. It's karmically a situation I must deal with in order for karma to balance, in order for me to resolve this. And so this person has to work through their challenge. This person has to work through their inner conflict with this before they could move forward and give to this connection. This person wants to move forward with this connection. They want to. They feel they cannot, because they really truly feel the devil is real and it's holding them back and it keeps them stuck. Okay, and I think you wanted this person to show up in a King of Pentacles, like give to this connection, commit to this connection, like in a 3D way. Like, what can you offer? Can you be relied upon? Can you be my post or my person or my stability, you know? And this person's like, whoa, wait. I gotta break the chain of the devil. And it is in reverse. So this is great, because Spirit is saying they are working through releasing this chain of the devil. This is the reason why this person couldn't just commit to you or move forward here. No matter how strong their desire is, there was a karmic thing that needed to resolve. It needed to be seen and understood. They needed to integrate the past in a way that wasn't keeping them hostage or held stuck in challenging situations. Only through this breaking free can they actually walk away, you know? And I feel like it's very difficult. And I feel like this person has like a bittersweetness about it. I don't know if it's just an acceptance that the past is over, or I never wanted to part with it, or it felt good, or at one point in time, you know, but it doesn't anymore, and I never accepted it or didn't want to accept it. There's some sort of bitterness in leaving this behind, you know, and it's not because they're bitter about being with you, although I think this person was really sort of attached to this thing in some way and seeing it from the eyes of an unhealthy codependency or something like this, you know, or maybe realizing, wow, like it's going to make it difficult for me to be in a position to stand here on my own, because I got to trade a part of my resource, you know, so it doesn't leave me happy, but I have no choice but to move forward. So they might have to leave their home behind, or they might have to leave their family behind, or they might have to accept the truth that they got to split with half their, you know, I don't know if they're in a marriage here or a divorce, it's like my resources or something, you know, that's not a happy experience. But they're still moving forward nonetheless, but that's the karmic justice. And so for a lot of you guys, it could feel like a marriage. We have the Empress, we have the King of Pentacles, we have the Justice here, okay, which talks about a marriage or a family situation. And so there's a lot of family sort of situations here where this person might have been very dependent on, you know, or that it was dependent on them, like I said. So their realization is very clear. It's through your own action that this person is called to action, to deal with something that was very stuck in their world, so that they can give to this connection and listen to their heart and move in this direction, so they can explore this. Only when they release themselves from whatever this is karmically, they have to do this. There is no other choice, okay? So whether you take them back, I mean, of course you have a choice, but they must deal with this. And this is what they're confronted with and seeing now. There's no avoiding, there's no tiptoeing, there's no keeping you in a drawer for later. No, there's no breadcrumbing, okay? So, beautiful angel, this person, if you're not in contact with them, they're going to want to reconcile with you, you know? But I feel like you're saying, no, only when it's just will I reconcile. Only when it's just will I accept you. Only when it's pure and true and you can move forward and do this, where I'm not competing for your time. That's the only way. You know, I'm not going to be stuck here or held hostage in your karma. No. All right, beautiful angel, this person wants to commit to you. I see them coming forward. I see them resolving this, but they're working their way through it. All right, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. We're looking at the person on your mind, person you came here about, and what are their recent realizations about you. This could be recent realizations about themselves when it comes to this connection. Okay, but it is in regards to this connection, or as a result of this connection, what does this person come to realize? So, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. Thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here. This is the ginormous pack of cards because they are plastic, so they're super thick. And of course, the last 2 piles, I chose the big, thick cards. So this could come reverse, okay? If this is reverse, meaning it's your realizations, then you can go ahead and check out another pile, okay? So, clear and concise message for pile number 3 regarding their person's recent realizations. We have the 8 of Cups in reverse, 6 of Coins in the sideways position. Pile 3's person's recent realizations. We have the 8 of Coins in reverse, so 2 8s. 8s are about movement, change, and attainment. And we have the Devil in reverse, Capricorn energy. Why is this 6 Coins in the sideways position? We have the Ace of Swords. And why is this 8 of Coins in the reverse here? Page of Wands. And bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant, Taurus, and then under that we have the Queen of Wands. And under that we have the King of Coins, and he is in reverse. So we have Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and Taurus and Capricorn. Okay. Let's pull some of these. For pile number 3, Spirit. What is pile 3's person's recent realizations? Please help me to channel in a way pile 3 will understand what is being communicated clearly. Thank you so much, pile number 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here. We have enthusiasm, 34 and 7. Lightness, dynamic projects, joyful pleasure, optimism, suffering. Oh my goodness, that's kind of the opposite. And it says misfortune, hardship, sadness, pain, distress, and nightmare in the green. And then we have secret relationship. This came up for number 2. If you guys recalled, okay, I don't know if there's a tie. Secret relationship, hidden relationship, forbidden affair, adultery, a fling, lover, mistress, unofficial couple. 4 is Emperor, and it's also death. So we have Aries and Scorpio energy. We have Cancer energy pulling through here. Okay, pretty heavy. And 77 is a master number. Trust the fall, an adventure that arises from deep wisdom, trust of self, and trust of life. Okay, so let me see what's going on here. You guys, I do feel this is very, very tied to pile number 2. Now, I could have been reading pile 2 from one perspective, although there was 2 energies coming in, but it could have been how someone's sort of feeling and viewing and realizing. Okay, I think this might be the other person. It is the same similar energy, but it's coming from another sort of perspective here. Okay, now only if you are called, of course, this could have nuances. It could be a little different here, but it feels very, very similar. So I might repeat myself, okay, but you might want to go check it out and see what's different there. It might be more aligned. Okay, I don't know why we have sort of a repeat here, but it could be flipped for sure. Okay, so we're dealing with the Queen of Wands. And this Queen of Wands knows what she wants. And I have a feeling this is your energy, okay? But this could be how your person's seeing it. And the other way, it could have been how you were seeing it, the other pile, okay? Or flip it, flop it, however you see fit, or it's not your reading, okay? Don't care, but this is what I'm letting you know so that you don't get your panties in a bunch. So there's a Queen of Wands here, which I'm going to read as you. And what is she realizing? This beautiful Queen of Wands is realizing her own magnetism, okay? What she wants, her own value. I don't know how long it's been or what you've had to go through to sort of get to this Queen of Wands type energy. But I feel like what you're wanting, okay, is, at least from this person's point of view, okay, is is someone that you could rely upon to build with, the King of Pentacles. Okay, King of Pentacles would be a husband type material, someone who's committable, who's reliable, who could build a future. You want structure, stability. You want someone to commit, who sees the greater value in you. And right now, I feel like this Queen of Wands feels like she's in the wings with the secret relationship. It's either not official, or he keeps me for Saturday, Sunday night, or he's not like officially committing to me or telling me that we're going to have a future here. And it feels like it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel integral here. Okay. And I feel like you've been suffering. You've been suffering in this state for however long, or you are actually identifying that you don't need to suffer. Okay. That you don't need to. And so this realization of the other person here, okay, is a realization of having to break from the devilly chains of what was keeping past patterns, in like past patterns that were keeping this state of suffering and this settling of this connection. And I do feel like it could definitely be this Queen of Wands who's having this realization, and she's very much in her power and very much full of conviction. That's like, I've suffered enough here. I don't want to stay stagnant. It's emotionally not satisfying. I'm going to break from this devil. I'm not going to stay in a situation that's giving me breadcrumbs or is imbalanced. And I'm seeing the great truth. And the great truth is I don't need to invest here. And so I'm moving forward so I could find a greater level of commitment or choose myself because I value myself. And this makes more sense with my lifestyle. Okay. And you also have a King of Pentacles here who is now seeing this Queen of Wands. And she's moving towards her, and he's saying, oh, I'm in the state of suffering. I'm in a state of suffering because I know that I'm left with the devil. What's the devil? The world that I've built. I created my own world here that was unhealthy, or creating a situation that now I feel emotionally has created this cluster where I am seeing a great realization that I haven't been able to invest in this person only now because this Queen of Wands is now moving out of my life. And she's moving out of my life because she's no longer wanting to give to me or invest in me. And now I want to come here and communicate with her. What do I want to communicate with her? I want to talk to her about this Hierophant. Okay, there's a discussion here about the Hierophant. What's the Hierophant? My way of life, whatever this looks like. If my way of life makes sense for me to be single and I value that and that's what I commit to, then that's what the Hierophant is. If my way of life is I want to be in a marriage and I want a standard relationship, what standard? This is what's being discussed because I feel like one person is in a reverse King of Coins and the other person now is a Queen of Wands. And I feel it's causing a lot of discomfort and a lot of suffering for the person who is obviously a reverse King of Cups or a King of Coins, because this reverse King of Coins feels like he's in a position where he can't invest in this Queen of Wands. And what does this leave him? It leaves him without the Queen of Wands. This is a great realization. So now he's left with having to sever the chain of the devil. What's the devil? The devil is how I used to engage with you. Part-time relationship, unofficial relationship. You're just like the other woman here, other, meaning what? You're behind everything else. Why were you behind everything else? Because I don't love you? No. Because I was in a position to not give to you. I was in a position maybe where I felt I didn't have enough money, or I didn't have enough resources, or I wasn't in a position to invest my time, my energy, my effort. I felt like I couldn't. And now I'm seeing a truth. And this truth is that you're getting away. And this truth is I want to come forward. And this truth is I want to talk to you about giving you clarity about commitment, giving you clarity about why I see my world the way I do. So they're going to talk openly and honestly, even if it's painful, about why they choose what they choose or why they want to choose what they choose. Or I want to now talk to you about what commitment would look like or why you want it. But it's clear. It's no longer muddled, or I'm no longer withheld or not being stingy with this information, because now I come to understand that this situation that we've been in, it's been emotionally unsatisfying. And there's been a lot of suffering that I've created here, all because of my unhealthy coping way of dealing with my own Hierophant. And so just because it's my Hierophant doesn't mean that it was healthy for you. And I'm starting to see that this way of me coping and dealing with you was creating challenge. And we were stuck here. Only until you pulled away or maybe see this light by pulling away am I now ready to come forward to talk to you about something. Now, does this mean I'm going to give you commitment? I don't know. I feel this person wants to be honest and understand and talk about what it looks like or why they can't. Like why I haven't committed to you yet, or why I've been withholding, or why I feel like it's been imbalanced for you, or why I haven't made it official yet, or why I'm keeping you in the wings, or what it is that I want for us, and why I have not been able to do this, or what this looks like to me. But there's a sharing here of this, and there's an excitement about communicating this to you, because I feel like you're saying, hey, it's clarity or nothing. Because now you're at the point where you're saying, well, I know what I want. And I don't want this. I don't want someone that I can't build with. I don't want someone who's like part-time or can't invest in me, or that I keep giving to. Like, I don't want to give in that situation. I don't want to make it work no more. I'm not going to try to keep at it every day, giving to it. No, I don't see how this would result in anything. It's only made me feel very stuck to you. It's only made me emotionally in a state of suffering, lack. It made me feel good at all. And now I feel very excited about what the future could hold for me by embracing this truth, even if it is painful, because this felt even more painful for me. I didn't like this lack of clarity or lack of officialness. So what I think Spirit is also talking about is there's going to be an action here. Okay, for sure. I feel there's an action on truth. There's going to be a tough conversation, an adult conversation that's much needed. It might be painful, but it's going to draw boundaries, and it's going to allow you guys to see, I think both of you guys, which I think is going to spark up something in this connection, because it's like, it's light now. We now can leave the suffering behind, or at least we now understand what this devil was, And so there's communication about this, because I do feel like this is something that maybe wasn't resolved or was creating the imbalance. And it's like, no, we have to be honest. We have to deal with this, or we have to, so I think there's some sort of plan or some sort of communication that allows both of you guys to sort of be happy. And this could sound something like, hey, right now I'm not, owning my own place. And so this is something that I need to resolve. And it's painful for me to, have this discussion, because I want it to be accomplished. And this is why I feel I can't step up for you. And it hurts me, but I want to remain in your life here, because I do feel like what I do really want is to commit to you and to build with you. Oh, okay. Well, you weren't telling me this. If you just told me this, then I'd understand. Okay. So now we're more light. Now we have enthusiasm about what we could build. This could sound something like, oh, I didn't realize that I wasn't giving you what you needed. I thought you were happy. You mean you were suffering? Why were you keep withholding this from me? Just so you know, this is why I do what I do. I wasn't withholding from you. I just didn't know that you were suffering. I didn't know that you wanted commitment. I didn't know that this version of me was the me that you thought that I would be or do, and that I wasn't doing this for you. Now that you told me, or now that I understand it, now let's work towards this. Oh, okay. Now we're both feeling light about it because we work through it. I feel there's an understanding and a working through something that in the past might have been silenced or not spoken or not understood and very held back here. Okay. And it hindered on the openness about the relationship. And I also think of the, like the I don't know, like the officialness of this relationship, it seemed very, unofficial or hush hush or like one-sided in a way here. That's like, what are we? Like she didn't feel like she was appreciated or valued. Like she felt a lot of pain and sadness, or not seen or understood here, or at least what she wanted wasn't understood or seen, or at least like promised to her in a way that made her feel okay. It's like, I want to know and understand. Like, do you plan on building this? Is this something you can give to or not? Tell me the truth. I want to understand it so I can make decisions for myself, so I could commit to myself what I want to do. Like, do I want to stay here and invest or not? Do I want to give up on this situation that seems like it was hopeless or endless or stuck? Are you battling some form of addiction or some gambling or some issue where you can't sustain yourself? Like, let me understand this so I could see where you're coming from, because all I see right now is you being stuck. All I see right now is maybe you not communicating a truth, or all I see right now is like the suffering here of the held backness, which I don't want to tie myself to. Okay, so I think this is it. Like, I don't feel there's much more, because if you want more, go see pile 2. But let's just see. Am I missing something then? What's different here, Spirit? Clear and concise message for pile number 3 of what they need to know. Am I missing anything here about what pile number 3's person is coming to realize? There's the Joker, so that's the Fool. Without the baggage, that's the lightness. Okay, this is like where we reset. And hopefully we're not resetting another cycle, because sometimes the Fool's like repeat, Groundhog's Day, you know? So the Fool could be, finally we're at a position where we could let go of the suffering and all the emotional dissatisfaction and start anew and trust each other and feel light and be joyful again. Or this could mean, let's just let bygones be bygones. We dropped this conversation. We didn't get anywhere, you know? So it's lighter. But where does this lead to? It still leads to you not committing and me still wanting commitment. And eventually this Fool is going to hit this roadblock again. Okay, so you need to know sort of where you're at. But let's take a look. 7 swords, that's the in denial. This is deception. Okay, now this doesn't mean I'm outrightly lying to you because I want to trick you. This is, I'd rather believe an untruth because it's either safer or it puts me out of suffering, or I'm being sneaky in regards to what I share with you and what I don't. You know, or I'm trying to plan and strategize the best way for me. This is what the 7 swords is about. 6 swords, moving out of difficulty. There's another Joker. So 2 people here, I feel. Okay, these are Fool cards for me when I read these playing cards. So Aquarius energy. Both people have to be baggage free. That's what the 6 swords is. 6 swords is the scene of the boat, and it has 5 swords in it. And we got to leave those swords behind when we get on the other side of the land. We can't come and bring those swords into the new land. If we bring those 5 swords to the new land, we just repeat the same thing. We have the same baggage. This is all about, this is all about the baggage has to be severed, must be severed. We can't lie to ourselves. We got to be honest. We got to be truthful. We got to be integral. We can't keep strategizing and planning behind the scenes. This is maybe whatever was behind the scenes is now coming to light so that we can move forward. So both of us can take chance on each other here from the same angle. You know, this is very equal. This is like very equal. 2 fools on either side. We're both going to accept some form of truth so we can get out of this difficulty. What's the difficulty? This devilly thing, this 8 of Cups in reverse, where we were emotionally both suffering, or you were suffering, or I was suffering, or a combination of thereof. Okay? 4 of Pentacles. So no, I'm sorry, not 4 Pentacles, 4 Wands. Big difference. So 4 Wands is my 1111. It does talk about twin flame. This is right on top of this devil energy. But 4 Wands is that of union, balance, harmony, marriage, commitment, family, community, coming together, a rite of passage. Okay, and so I feel like the devil must be seen through and worked through in order for us to come into union and balance and harmony. And I feel this is what this is 6 swords-ing about. We're coming out of devil, rowing towards union, rowing towards balance and harmony, rowing towards commitment if we're not there yet. Maybe I'm not there yet, you know? I'm not a King of Pentacles yet, but I know what you want and I know what I want. And we're both speaking the same language here. But I can't do it, or I'm not in a position to do it, and here's why. I still have addictions, or I'm still financially strapped, or I'm still, you know, I was not telling you the full truth here, you know, and this is why I was suffering, or why you were suffering, or why this connection. It's like, okay, let's both come at it from trust that you'll overcome this, and that I'll overcome whatever I'm overcoming. But whatever we're doing, we got to work together. We can't keep lies from each other. We got to be honest, you know? And I feel this is what we do, because I do feel there is this lightness. Okay, 2 cups. Yeah, beautiful. Look at this, 2 cups. So it's a balance, giving and receiving. Okay, this is in the practical world. And this is emotionally because the trust is there. It's like we don't go around drinking from random people's cups. You know, you only drink from someone you truly trust. It could have all sorts of like diseases and all sorts of stuff. It's like, no. We give our cup and we share a cup with someone we truly, truly trust. And there's like an exchange here of honesty and a true depth of emotional value and balance. Okay, but we must respect each other enough here. And like I said, I'm really feeling this balance with the same, you know, fool on either side, this 2 cups. It's like equals. It's beautiful. And then we have the Knight or the Page of Swords on top of this Page of Wands. So the Swords, again, talks about communication. It also talks about mind, okay, Swords. And so I feel like there's clarity through a communication. And I do feel it might be tough. And I do feel like it's going to clear up a lot of stuff. And I do feel like it might be a lot quicker than we thought. I don't feel it's going to be something that's really dragged out. I feel like if you're dealing with a person who is withheld or untruthful or not wanting to reveal some sort of truth here, maybe they didn't understand fully your position. And maybe you never communicated it in a way that this person would understand. Or maybe they were just seeing if they could stay 7 swords, so they wouldn't have to deal with this because it felt safer for them to sort of stall out or shame with the devil or whatever, or deal with this devil on their own. But now it's like, no, I have to confront this and I have to talk to you. And not only do I have to, I want to. I want to because I'm pulled to you and I see you. I see you. You're beautiful. You're what I want. You're what I want to commit to eventually, or what I want in my world, whatever this world structure that I see as my world. You belong to that world, whatever this is. I don't know if it's marriage. I don't know if it's living together. I don't know, but it's whatever I see as this for me. We talk about it. And I think it's a good compromise for you because I think you just don't want to be in whatever this was. You want to be lighter. You want to know, am I going to get something that makes me feel that I feel valued? And I do feel this person and you work through this. But I think both of you guys might have to accept some sort of form of truth. Both of you guys might have to leave the baggage, well, you treated me like this, or you did that, or it was this, or it was that. It's like, no, to work together and get through this, we must leave that behind. And this doesn't mean blindly, so we could keep repeating Groundhog's Day. And I don't think this is what it is. This is truly from a place of honesty and balance. Okay. And I feel like this is what's seen and understood. And I do feel it's by both these people, to be honest. Okay. But go watch Pile 2 and see what resonates for you guys. Beautiful angel, this is your reading. I hope this helped you. I love this for you guys. And let me know in the comments if it works out. Okay. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Pile number 4, you guys pick this tarot pack right here. I forget the name of it, but I show it at the beginning. So big deck. Pile 3 and 4 were these big cards because they're plastic. And we're looking at pile number 4, the person you came here about, and what it is that this person is coming to realize, recently about you and this connection, or about themselves when it comes to this connection. But it's as a result of this connection or knowing you, what does this person come to realize recently? Okay, so this reading is not going to be for everyone. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. Okay, it could certainly come reversed, meaning it's going to be your recent realizations, and I'm just reading your own energy back to you. So I don't control that. The strongest energy generally pulls through. Sometimes you have flip piles, which means your person might be in a different pile. Okay, so you're not obligated to listen to all, but if one doesn't resonate, there's another 3. Okay, so I can't help if you tapped into the one that wasn't for you. Go tap into another one. So, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of beautiful pile number 4. And what this person is realizing, has realized, recent realizations about this connection, or pile 4 specifically. As a result of this connection, what is pile 4's person realizing? Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much, pile number 4, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. So grateful, so thankful. Thank you so much for letting me tap into your energy. Spirit, please protect this connection. And pile number 4, as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good. Please help me to channel in a way pile 4 will understand clearly and concisely. Thank you so much. Pile number 4, what is it that your person you came here about is? That's like that. Realizing, come to realize about you and this connection. So, pull, let's see, my wand. I need my wand. We'll pull some of these. Okay. As well. So, pile number 4, person on their mind. What are their recent realizations? Any more, spirits? Power Force person's recent realizations anymore. Okay. Let's take a look. Start with these. We have attentiveness. Wow. 29 and 2. Listening skills, selflessness, presence, support, generosity, and soul warmth. Beautiful. Type 2, the helper, emotional center between giving and receiving. I have the root chakra. And then we have day 17. So this is the timing. Okay. It says temporality. In the short run, just now, a jiffy, shortly, instantly, very soon. Type 8, the challenger, instinctive center between strength and weakness. So it's giving us an indication of time. That's interesting. So we'll see, obviously, all these readings are timeless, but what about this time? Okay, this is like an immediate. Okay, an immediate. Maybe there's some immediacy or something that's coming to awareness. We'll see. So we have Leo energy, we have Aquarius energy, we have Pisces energy, and we have Libra energy. Okay, and then we have gluttony. Oh, great. 52 and 7. So intemperance. Okay, this is like a reverse temperance in reverse. Or, yeah, temperance in reverse, or a 9 of Cups in reverse. Okay, debauchery, avidity, bulimia, eagerness, and insatiability. Type 7, the enthusiast thinking center between pleasure and pain. Well, ego is 8. Okay, for me. So this would be a form of an ego, okay, gluttony, because that's like a desire or like some form of hedonistic energy that pulls through. 7 is chariot as well, and chariot's all about shadow integration. We have the green, which is all about heart chakra. Okay, heart chakra is unconditional love. Let's see, what is this all about? Bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Pentacles. I don't read bottom of the deck reverse. So 10 Pentacle is like the stability, the security, the family, the long term, and the commitment, okay, built over a long period of time. Can you guys see these cards? Yeah, okay. It's very hard for me to see. There's a reflection here. So let's see. Page of Pentacles. Okay. And the 6 of Pentacles. Lots of Pentacles. All right. And Temperance. Okay, that's good because we were seeing a reverse Temperance here, but this one's in the upright. Oh, Ace of Swords, great. Great, 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 great. Okay. And we see the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and the 8 of Swords in the sideways position, and the 3 of Swords in reverse. And under the 10 Pentacle, we have the 4 Cups. Under that, we have the 7 of Cups in reverse. And under the 7 Cups, we have the 3 of Cups in reverse as well. Sorry, I need to see it deeply into that so that I can channel. Okay. Let me see what this is about. There's some that are very clear here, but I'm not sure. Okay, and we'll clarify with these cards here because I'm still a little bit gray here, but the overall theme of this message makes a lot of sense here. There's someone that I'm tapped into here, okay? Hopefully it's your person. You could switch it if it's you, but there is this realization that this person has been in balance, that this person might have been in a state of choosing immediate gratification. Oopsie, we have a booby. I don't know why I don't see those until... All right. So, let's see here. Yeah, so immediate sort of things, okay? This could be really, really immature, okay? Because we are seeing a page, and the page doesn't really know, you know, like really truly to make decisions that are like Saturn in nature, you know, where it's like, well, yeah, maybe my friends want to go out, but like we need to, you know, we just had an argument and I feel like I want to smooth things over or something like this. But this was like somebody who would just choose like the immediate, you know. This could definitely be somebody who even has an addiction with the gluttony, you know. It's like the drink has a hold of me, or the drugs, or the smoke, or whatever it is that this person's doing, you know. And I do feel like it's caused an issue in this connection. This person's been trying to heal it or is finally coming to some understanding that they haven't had in the past. Now, does this mean they're healed of their addiction? I don't think so. I don't know. It could definitely be. But there's a real sudden realization here. And what this is the clarity that they're needing in order to give this connection the attentiveness it needs. It's like, hey, I need to give you something I feel here that I haven't been able to do because, not because you're threatening me, not because I feel that you're getting away from me. This truly feels like, because I feel in a position that I feel in a position that this will bring us harmony, and I want harmony between you and I. This is something that I see will bring harmony between you and I. If I give you the love, if I give you the affection and the attention, whereas in the past, I would do X, fill in the blank, and I feel it didn't make you feel good. And so I could have been breadcrumbing you. I could have been giving you minimal amount of stuff. This could have been completely lopsided or unjust or unfair to you. And now I'm all about showing up fair, because I want to heal this and I want to be honest. And now I'm seeing clearly maybe the ramifications of what has transpired. But either which way, it was very stuck. And I had an understanding in the past that was keeping me from doing this. Whatever my belief was, it was like telling me that I was incapable of showing up for you. And it was creating all sorts of imbalances here. And it was really making you feel maybe like you weren't seen or appreciated by me. Like I wasn't giving you attention, And now it's like, wow, like I want to do this. I want to heal this. I want harmony between us. It's also something about this being very guided. Okay, now I do feel like this person could certainly be somebody here who was acting out of this gluttonous sort of energy because of the fact that they were maybe trying to prevent, maybe they were trying to heal a broken heart and this is how they coped. And now it's like, wow, like it's actually more healing for me to be in a flowing, balanced, beautiful connection than trying to stuff it down or like be hedonistic about it. Okay. Or this could be that this person has experienced a lot of heartache with you in the past because of this hedonistic energy. And it's like, now it's like so much pain here that it's like, well, we've experienced too much pain and I want to heal this. And I feel we've been healing through this. And so it's like water under the bridge. We're healing what we might have used to, get stuck on in the past. And so wherever we used to get stuck on in the past, or I used to get stuck on in the past, or a block in this connection from moving towards building something and commitment and stability and security, wherever this was created, this is what I'm seeing and this is what I want to heal and repair. And so I can connect to an energy of where you might have felt like I was not interested in you, or you were feeling very rejected by my action. And I was feeling like I was rejecting this connection, okay, or just disinterested in some capacity because I was blinded by some thing that I was choosing here, thinking it would heal me or thinking it was the answer, but really being blind about it and limited about how I was seeing it. And now I'm like seeing this light as clear as day. It's like I'm getting really sun energy, but I'm also getting immediacy and I'm also getting urgency. But like this person has urgency now that I know or see or understand. It's like I don't want to waste another day. I don't. I want to clear this up and I want to heal this right now. And I want to tell you this and I want to deal with this. And I want to get out of any of this confusion, or even keeping you in an energy here, because 3 cups, 7 cups together is like a third party situation where I'm unclear, or I'm choosing again the party, the drink, the friends, and keeping you at sort of like you're not important, or you're just second best or third best or fifth best, but I'm not committed and I'm not being clear. And so this is like, I don't want to be in this 3 cups, 5 cup energy, because all this did was lead to a rejection. All this did was disappoint us. All this did was not allow things to be balanced. And I don't feel like I want to experience the 3 swords. This person could have been acting like this to prevent heartache, and it's like, if I do commit to you, if I do step forward, if I was assertive, if I was giving to it, maybe it would lead to a 3 swords. And so I was trying to avoid this or pretend like I didn't see it, or I didn't take it because of this, that I didn't accept your welcoming cup or your friendship in a way here that would turn into more. And so I was resistant or refusing and keeping it very stuck, but it was just a mindset I had. And now this is the mindset that I'm seeing through. And this is what I'm wanting to restore balance to and heal from, so that we can both give and receive from a very healthy place here, and not this ego place. Because I feel like this place was like, I want this immediate fix. And this feels right in the moment. And then after, it's like, whoa, I don't feel good. I don't feel good at all because it didn't do anything except for create pain or suffering or boredom or like me feeling rejected again or dissatisfied because it wasn't fulfilling. Again, a 3 cups isn't deep and fulfilling. And so when I keep choosing it or settling, because we could have settled on a 3 cup. It's like I keep settling on this 3 cup. I keep settling on you being unclear. I keep settling on it being rejected, and I kept getting heartbroken. And this heartbreak time and time again, it's like I'm no longer blind. I no longer want to be here. I want to heal from this, and I see the truth. And the truth is that I don't have to give to a situation that's imbalanced. I want attention and clarity, and I have the opportunity to go explore this, to build this. It's actually valid for me. I see this. I want this, and nothing's going to hold me back. And I'm going to cut anything or anyone that gets in the way of this balance and this healing. And if this means this connection is stuck, then, oh, well, I'm no longer going to be blind to it or attached to it or give to it in a way here that's imbalanced. And so I think either way you slice and dice it, there's something about seeing the truth of balance, healing, and really being like assertive to take action towards what someone else is wanting to experience as well as what we want to experience, rather than just being so focused on our own happiness, our own immediate thing here. It's like, no. Yeah, selflessness. It's because I do feel like somebody could have been very selfless, in investing in this connection at their own sort of happiness and feeling rejected. And someone else could have been not attentive enough, focused on their own selves. This is being ironed out and this is being healed, okay? There's a real realization here, and I do feel like it could be both parties having this. So very common theme here collectively, because the last 3 piles seem very similar. But I do feel there's a lot of balance. There's a lot of, like seeing what we weren't seeing before when it comes to ourselves and maybe our blind spot and what we were needing to heal and how we were needing to step up and forward. And not because we're threatened or we feel some sort of lack, but because it's shown to us, because we want this. It's like we really want this, So I do feel like there's more here, because I don't know if this is much different than what we've already been channeling. You guys might have been drawn to 2 and 3 because it's sort of similar. Okay, but I don't know however many perspectives we're getting through here. But I will do a final. What is it that pile 4 that needs to know? Is there anything different that I missed or that needs to come through for pile 4 specifically and this connection in regards to the person they came here about and their recent realization? What does pile 4 need to know? Clear and concise message. Anything I've missed? Anything further? Guidance, information, outcomes, whatever needs to be communicated right now. Spirits, for the greatest and highest good of this connection, thank you so much. We're so blessed to be here. Thank you for allowing me to channel this message. What is it that pile 4 is needing to know in regards to the energy about this connection and person they came here about and their recent realizations? We'll take the ones that flipped. So revenge, it is coming in reverse, and I do feel it is for a reason here, and then in advance. So the revenge card says willingness to harm, couple crisis, revenge, conflict, dispute, payback time. It's a 5 swords, okay? And an 8. So we have Leo and we have Aquarius. And then we have 10, which is about endings, temporality, in advance, earlier than expected, got ahead, proceed early, prematurely, before the hour. Interesting, this is a timing card. We have the day, and now we have an advance. So this is like preventative measures I'm feeling here, okay? Like got ahead, proceed early, prematurely, before the hour. Okay, so 1 is new beginning. It's also about potential opportunities. I'm getting Fool and Magician. So heavy Aquarius. Okay, but Virgo, or not Capricorn. I don't know why I said that, but possibly. Maybe there's a devil coming through here. Okay, but Virgo and Gemini is what I'm feeling. Okay, so yeah, some sort of magician I'm feeling here. Like there was someone in a reverse magician, which again is that selfish energy, that gluttony, focused on self. What can I create for myself, manifest for self, without considering the other? And now there's this like thinking ahead of time. Yeah, but the revenge in reverse, because I do feel like this energy was coming from a place of 5 swords and sabotage, and it was creating a 5 swords in this connection. Okay, it's clear to me, but let's see. Yeah, Hangman, Pisces, and then the 7 of Wands. So 7 Wands, is kind of a self card too, but it's like, I'm going to defend, like my own reason for doing what I'm doing. And I might stand up for this thing because I truly believe it to be right. And so I might be very defensive or aggressive about it. And I want to protect myself at all costs. Something about seeing things differently. And this could be having a complete change of perspective, where we were on one page and now we're on a complete different. And I do feel there's like a complete sort of turnaround. Okay, because maybe it was like immediate and now it's like, whoa, it's not immediate anymore. There's no immediate gratification. There's me thinking about other. And maybe me being more thoughtful, more planned in some way, because now I see your point of view or I understand how it feels. It doesn't feel good, and I don't want that. Yeah, 7 swords. So sabotage, sneakiness, not being upfront, not being clear, and not showing my intention or full hand. Okay. Page of Swords, seeing and understanding my underhandedness or my sneakiness, or that I've been exposed in this. Maybe this person feels I've been exposed in this, or it's now been seen or understood. And so I have no choice but to understand it or come to understand this, or start to be clear about this whole thing rather than continue in these shenanigans, because I do feel this person was up to shenanigans. Maybe you called them out, but there is some understanding of this. Okay. Yeah. Queen of Cups in reverse. So maybe you said, I can't love in these conditions, or this isn't loving. You don't love me, or how can I unconditionally stay here? Then I don't love myself. And so I have to choose myself or show love to you by being honest and truthful. And right now you're not. So I can't be here emotionally invested. Yeah. 5 of Pentacles out in the cold. 8 of Cups in reverse. And the Temperance. Yeah. So it's a similar message. And then the 5 of Wands. So thank you, Spirits. It does feel like very similar collective sort of energy with little twists, okay? In this pile specifically, I do feel like whoever the person was that was immediate gratification and choosing the thing that made them feel okay and hedonistic, it wasn't considering you and your love. I don't feel it was because this person is malicious and evil. This person could have just been really inconsiderate, however they were brought up, or they were trying to avoid the heartbreak, or they were just being in this energy. This isn't up and up. And this isn't something that okay, I'm reading it this way, you could flip it, we're feeling appreciated. And it's like, in a 5 Pentacle, I could either see this as a truth and stay here and be emotionally overwhelmed by it and create all sorts of conflict about it, or I could just really stand my ground. And so I feel like someone's standing their ground and saying, you know what? No, I'm not without. I don't want to deal with your 7 swords and sabotage and this willingness to create harm in our connection by being imbalanced or choosing something that doesn't represent honesty and truth. And so this puts us in a couple crisis. The couple crisis is like our connection's at risk. Our connection is at risk because of your shenanigans. And so it's like, I'm giving you forewarning. If this doesn't change, or if you're not working with me, then this is not going to be doable, or I got to remove my love, or this isn't working for me, or this is what's creating the suffering. And the other person, which I'm feeling, is saying, hey, this energy that I've been in is really resulting in being out in the cold, because either I could feel you shutting down, or I really feel like it's an unloving position to be in this, or a combination of the both, which I feel it is. It's like, I'm realizing this. If I love you, that's not loving. Why would I shut you out? That's not coming from a heart space. That was selfish of me. I need to be more in tune with how you feel. Okay. And I do feel like I don't want you to leave my life. And so I'm being proactive before you leave. Let me heal this. Before you leave, let me show up. Like I don't want you to be in a situation where you're emotionally unsatisfied, putting up with my shenanigans. I want to heal this, and I'm going to fight for you. And I see this differently now, because in the past, maybe I was too focused on the heartbreak and going out with the boys or whatever this person was doing, and you felt like you had to compete, or it created too much arguments. So we're always arguing, or you're seeing one thing, I'm seeing another. And it's like, no, now I can see your point of view. I understand what you were trying to show me, or what you were explaining to me, or why you were so defensive. And I want to fight for this. I want to fight for harmony and healing. I want to fight for the balance of this thing, because it's that or be without, like really be blocked here. And so I want to get ahead of this thing. And I want to deal with this thing, this untruth or this sneaky version of me, those creating sabotage. And yeah, just it's not good. It was putting us at risk. So this is what this person is coming to realize. Okay, now, is there anything Spirit wants to say? Final message. Anything Spirit wants to close out with for pile 4? What do we need to know? Ace of Cups, a new beginning in love. Beautiful. And this is like coming from a place of self-love, because we can't love another if we don't love self. And I feel like both parties are having to come from a place of choosing this beautiful heart-centered place of making decisions. Okay, if we don't love self, we continue to sabotage and choose decisions that are like based out of 5 swords. No. Okay, so a new beginning happening here. Beautiful. In truth, new beginning, new beginning. So I feel you guys might want to go see pile 3, okay? And 3 was really tied to 2, but 3 is coming through very strong. This is all about clarity through conversation and through understanding. And there's a new understanding that somebody is having here in regards to how things have been, that is going to shift this whole connection out of lack to harmony and balance, to heal whatever was imbalanced here. Okay, through choosing love of self, and saying, I want a new beginning in love, and I want to be honest about this. I want to be clear about this. I want to, move in this direction. And this allows this connection to have a new beginning. So we have the King of Cups. Beautiful. So this is a deep, emotionally steady king. Okay, so it is deep, but he's also very regulated in emotions. And so we might have been like, letting our emotions sort of dictate how we act and what we do and what we choose out of that gluttony. And now it's like, no, I'm very emotionally aware. And even though I love you very deeply, I can make decisions here that are very centered and very mature. Okay, Jack of Swords. So this is the Knight or the Page of Swords. So there's a communication here in regards to resolving and healing this. Another new beginning, guys. Ace of Pentacles and then the 2 of Swords. Yeah. So beautiful angels. New beginnings all around. This connection is getting a major reset. Okay. And it's getting a reset here because of a deep place of love. And I feel like there's a decision. And this decision here is one that has been potentially stuck for some time, keeping this connection in emotional dissatisfaction. Okay. And it is all as a result of somebody's choices and decisions, which again, like we talked about, wasn't stemming from a place of considering 2. Okay. It was keeping things not good. So this balance is being restored, because now I think we're making decisions that are really in line with love, balance, not emotional turbulency, not out of resentments or 5 swords or sabotage, but truly from a place of heart and choosing self and love and honesty and communication. This is going to result in a new beginning in the practical world through understanding and communication and confronting this. And I also feel like, because I don't normally read 2 swords like this, but the 2 swords in the light attribute is about balance. Okay, so it's about holding 2 perceptions as true and finding balance and harmony in this. And I feel like in the past, and maybe we couldn't be harmonious in accepting another truth. It's like, no, my way or the highway. No, I want what I want, and when I need it. It's like, no, now I know your truth is important to you. My truth is important to me. We could find harmony and balance this way, and we can accept this because this is truly from a place of unconditional love, rather than somebody sacrificing, somebody being emotionally not happy. No, this is more emotionally mature to deal with the situation and accept these truths. Okay, and we might see things from 2 different sort of points of view, but we can work together with this. We can harmonize this. You have your point of view, I have mine. Let's work together. Let's find balance. Let's find harmony. Let's find this stability here. And I feel like things get stabilized, things get grounded, and we have a beautiful new beginning. Let's see if we could try it now, more balanced and more healed and more emotionally mature, rather than coming from whatever we were doing in the past, which clearly wasn't working, and this is really taking proaction, or being proactive and taking action in resolving the issue before it gets like this. I'm depleted, I'm left out. We get into these, lack mindsets, or we don't talk, or we go in separation, or we start to feel rejected or without. No, I see it differently. Okay. Pile number 4, this is your reading. I hope this helped you. I love you guys very much. If you're drawn to another pile, I do suggest you go check that out, and I will see you at the next one. All right. Bye-bye.